only going to be here Monday and Tuesday because this week is our Thanksgiving week. If you've been with me for a long time, since the beginning of my vlogs, you know that I change my classroom pretty frequently. So I want to go ahead and end this video here with some Teachers Connect questions. I actually have one that I want to ask of you guys because it's one that was asked of me and it made me really think about and reflect on this school year and some different things that have been going on. What's up, y'all? Today is Sunday, November the 18th. Today is my day that I chose to come in this weekend. So as part of my self-care, I try to limit myself how many times I come in when I'm not here during school hours. So I put myself to 1 day a week where I could be in my classroom, and even on that day, I have a certain time frame between 10 and 2 that I'm going to allow myself to stay here. So today is the day that I chose to come in, and I just want to pan around really quick and show you how I left my room on Friday. There is this stuff right here I just bought when I went to Walmart and Target, so don't mind that stuff right there, but all that stuff on my desk, our treasure box right there, all their things, that box right there that I opened up and said, you know what, I'm not going to mess with it today. I'm going to come over the weekend and I got that. They have their pencil pouches and pencil boxes on their desk so I could check them for friends of pencils. But, I mean, this is how, stuff on the floor right there. That's how I left on Friday. That's how I was feeling. I really didn't want to do much of anything once the bell hit for dismissal. So, I kind of left in a bit of a tizzy, but that's okay because I can fix that stuff today since this week is going to be a short week. So like I just said, this week is going to be a short week. We're only going to be here Monday and Tuesday because this week is our Thanksgiving week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll be out of school. But that doesn't mean we're not going to be doing any learning in here this week. We're still going to be hitting some things and getting things done. For math this week, we are just reviewing different math strategies and have a cool scoot game that I'm going to be doing with my kids. I actually got it from my team teacher. She did it last week, and I'm going to do it this week just to review those different ways that we can add and subtract, count on, we can count back. Making 10, using our doubles plus 1, doubles plus 2, using those different strategies to solve different math problems. So we're going to be doing that today, and I'm going to be making it today, and then we're going to do it this week, and I'm going to show you when I get it done what that's going to look like. That's what we're doing for math. For reading, we are reading the book Turkey Trouble. Since it's Thanksgiving week, we're going to be doing some different activities with that. I'll show you that as well. For phonics, we're still covering soft C and soft G. We're adding in long I this week. So I, consonant, silent E, we're adding that in. We're also adding in the word family all. So when we see that all part in a word, we can chunk that up and sound out that word and decode that word that way. So we're going to be doing that for phonics. Science and social studies, we're still doing transparent, translucent, opaque, and reflective. And then for social studies, past, present, future. But that's our week. I'm going to go ahead and make a checklist for myself. Just that way I'm on track with what I need to do and not just something that I see that can be done at a later time. Because I feel like once I start something, I see something that I need to finish, and then I'll go to that, and I don't finish that thing, and then I see something else, and I don't finish either of the past two things, and then I'm here for 5 hours, and I've got nothing done. So I'm going to make a list of things that I need to do, and then I will check in with you guys once I get done with that. All right, y'all, it is 1:54, so it's almost 2 o'clock, so I'm about to leave. I did want to say I got through most of my list. I got through, what did I say? I got through my friends of pencils. I also got through with grades, and I added all that stuff in there. I did end up swapping, planning, and doing my stem bins. I got my stem bins mostly finished. I need to actually buy a couple more bins and containers for my stem bins. But other than that, I got those ready to go. So the only thing that I did not get to do was plan, and that's okay. Like I said, this week is a little shorter week. So, I mean, the things that I've I already have copies of. It'll work for tomorrow. I do have to just make one game that my team teacher used. But for the most part, I got it already. Just to look at my stem bins really quickly. So I'm going to move some of this out of the way because it looks a mess what I had it in before. And I definitely don't want to show you what I had them in before. But I have a couple of different things that I ordered off Amazon or things that I already had in my room. Sorry, I know I'm shaking a lot and moving around. I apologize. But I do want to show you a couple of things that I got. So, okay, so like I said, I did want to show you guys some of the different things that I have for my stem bins, and I think I have some pretty cool stuff. I can't wait to show my kids, and I can't wait to show you guys what all I have. So the first thing that I have, you see in my hands, I have straws and connectors, and all you do is that you just put the straws with the connectors, and you just build different things with them. The straws are bendable. You can just build different type of structures and things with the straws and the connectors. I have 5 bins total for the straws and connectors. So I think that's more than enough for what I need. But I mean, you just, build different things with it. Have fun with them. And like I said, I have 5 containers of those. And I'll show you in a second when I get this all undone. Once I get all this undone, what I have it stored in. They're just some basic Sterilite containers. I got them at Walmart for like $3 each. But let me just pull it. They're just these latch top Sterilite bins. And that's what I got for it. And like I said, I have 5 of these stored in my stem bin area. So that's one thing that I have for my stem bins. Another thing that I have super cool are these magnet tiles. And I'm not sure if you've heard of magnet tiles before, but they're just little tiles of all different shapes and sizes. But the cool thing about it is they have magnets on the inside of them, so they can connect together and you can build different things with those as well. So that's another thing that I'm hoping my kids will enjoy when they see the new stem bins. And for right now, with the stem bins, while I'm thinking about it, because I think I'm going to forget in a minute, but, or just in case I might forget to tell you later on, but for right now, I just want them to explore with the stem bins. I'm not going to add any type of task to do with the stem bins just yet. I just want them to get familiar with the different stem bins and what all there is to offer with them. And then once we have a good connection with, how to use them, and just different things like that, I think is when I'll add those tasks to them. What I mean by tasks is little task cards, like building different things or building objects with the stem bin items. Another thing that I have are just these little, I think I threw the box away, so I don't know exactly what they're called, but there's these little like block things, and they like the connectors and the straws, they just connect together. Except for this one, they connect in the little dips, and again, you can just build different things with them. I have 2 of those. I have 3 containers with Legos in them. I have 3 containers with different pattern blocks in them. Now, pattern blocks, we've been using, with the pattern blocks we've used a lot this school year with building different things. Again, I didn't have them with any task cards of building specific things, but in the very near future, I will have task cards where it'll be like, make this, or make a bike, or make the letter D, or make a house, using the different materials, whether it be the straws and connectors, the magnet tiles, pattern blocks, Legos, these things. Whatever the material it is, they're going to have to try and build with those. And those are those tasks, those engineering things that is going to be added with it. A couple of more things that I have that I don't have containers for just yet. I have just these Link and Learn links. They go crazy over these. I don't know why. Maybe just because they can get so long and things like that. So there's that. And then I also bought a Jenga set. I think it'll be really cool to show them how to play Jenga. as part of our free time, since it is starting to get cold here and outdoor recess won't be an option in the very near future. So I went ahead and got some of this stuff just to get ready, just to be prepared for when it does get too cold to go outside, and different things. So I'm going to break this up actually into 8 and 8, so I can have 2 Jenga games, and show them how to play Jenga, so that way when it's indoor recess time, they'll know how to play that as well. But that's what I've got so far. Tell me what you guys think about them. Should I add some more things? I've been thinking about adding... what was I thinking about adding? Oh, I was thinking about adding, you know, the popsicle sticks, the color popsicle sticks with the Velcro on them to build different things. I was thinking about making some of those and just adding them in like a pencil box or something like that to put in my stem bin area. But what do you guys think? What do you have, or what do you wish that you had? And give me some ideas on what I can add to mine just to make learning just a little bit more fun in my room. But that's my time. I'm going to clean some things up in here super quick. I'm going to take home some papers so I can get my stuff ready for tomorrow. Like I said, I know pretty much what I'm going to do. I just have to put it in order and make sure that I have all my things one more time to make sure I'm comfortable with what I have tomorrow. But I'm going to do that. I will check in with you guys tomorrow afternoon. What's up, y'all? Happy Friday. Oh, it is not Friday. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. It is November the 19th. And our Thanksgiving week is halfway over. I've never felt this great with half of the week already done. Usually by the halfway mark, I'm tired as you know what. And today it's just not like that. So what I want to do is I want to backtrack a little bit because there were some things that happened last week that I did not put in the vlog, and I do want to just kind of show some different things that we've been doing. So with math last week, we were really working hard with the make a 10 strategy for adding numbers that have sums greater than 10. So we've been practicing that really hard, and on their test I can tell that they've really tried their hardest. Now I'll tell you one thing. I've said this before. The Make a 10 strategy is not my favorite just because there's some abstract things going on as far as the borrowing and all that different stuff. But the kids really seem to got a grasp on it, especially with what we did today. I did tell you guys that I was going to show you guys the game that we were doing, the activity. I did not get a chance to show you yesterday, so I'm going to actually show you right now. So what I did was I just put some different equations on different color sheets of paper. So if it has, but the thing is, if it's on the same color piece of paper, it's the exact same problem. So all these problems have the problem 6 plus 5. I have a green set, and the problem on that one is 9 plus 8. I have a pink set. The pink set has 8 plus 8. And I have a blue set. I think the blue set was 7 plus, it's 6 plus 7. So I did all that. And the one thing that I really wanted to stress today was that since we've been in first grade, what we've really been wanting to do and what we've really been practicing with in math since we've been here is different ways to solve problems. What we did today was we talked about 4 of our main strategies that we've been using so far to solve different problems, and that is counting on, making a 10, doubles, and counting back. And the one that I showed first, which is counting on strategy, that's the one they know from kindergarten. That's the one that we started off the year with, where with this example, 6 plus 5, we go start at 6, and I tell them put it in your mind 6, and then count on from there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and just showing that physically, showing that with dots, start off with 6, and then we count it on from there, showing it in a 10 frame, just different counting on strategies for that. Also showed after that, I did not do the counting back strategy until the very end, but the one I did next was the doubles, and how we use those 10 frames to visually see those doubles, and then just knowing, oh, this looks like 5 plus 5 but 1 more. and solving it that way. The next one we did was a make a 10 strategy. That's the most recent one that we've done. That's the one that we actually got done talking about last week. And my kids really, I was a little nervous around Wednesday of last week, just because when we started doing it this way with visually breaking it up with the numerals, not so much the number representation, it was a little sketch, but they pulled it in at the end and they did a really good job. So we showed the make a 10 way, how we pull from 5 to make a 10 with 6, and then tell how many is left over, add it together to make 11. And then I showed the counting back strategy last. And the reason why is that the counting back strategy is not an addition strategy, but a subtraction strategy. And since we have those different numbers, even though we have 11 minus 6, we're still going to get that 5 end result. And talks about how this is a fact family, how we all use the same 3 numbers, and using different strategies, we all come up with the same answer, or with those same 3 numbers in the very end. So about counting back, how we start with 11 and took away 6 to get 5, and how we can check that by counting on. We can check that by doubles. We can check that by making a 10. And we can also check these other ones by using that count back strategy. So we did all of that together. And then what I did was I put them into certain groups. So I have my green group, I have my pink group, and I had my blue group. Now, just kind of like how the purple set was set up, the green set all have the same problem. It's just that on each page is a different strategy. So right here, it's doubles. Right here, it is counting back, counting on, and make a 10. Same for pink and same for blue. So I paired up my kids in groups of 2. And I sent a couple of my pairs to the green group, a couple of my pairs to the yellow group, and a couple of my pairs to the blue group. Now, what I say about the green group happened in every group, but I'm going to stick with the green just to give you an overall analysis. So in my green group, one pair solved this problem using just the make a 10 strategy, because that's the strategy that's on their paper. So they would have to use that make a 10 strategy, solve their equation, and be able to tell each other, their partner, in their pair, how they got that answer using that make a 10 strategy. Same for my counting on strategy. Same for my counting back strategy, and same for my doubles pair strategy. So in their pair, they solved their individual strategy. After that, what they did was I gave them about 3 minutes to solve that using their various strategy. And once that 3 minutes was up, everyone in the green group came together. And everyone in the green group would show their strategy, explain how they use that strategy to get their answer. And in the end, they got to check their answer to make sure that they match, they're correct, and everyone has that same answer in that green group. And that was just to show that you can use different strategies, you can use different ways, and still be able to come up with that same answer. That same thing happened while some people were in the pink group. Same thing happened while they were in the blue group. Now, once they were done talking about the strategy that they used in their specific group, I rotated them. So my green group would go to blue, my blue would go to pink, my pink would go to green. And what they would do is they would choose a new paper. When my green group moves to my blue group, there's a new equation, but the strategies are still the same. There's still those doubles. There's still counting on. There's still counting back, and there's still making a 10 strategy, but just with different equations. So, like I said, it has the same it has the same strategies that we've been working on, but it's just with a different problem. And the trick with when they swap is that if they started right here at this group with the make a 10 strategy, when they come to this group right here, that can't be their same strategy. They cannot choose that make a 10. They can either choose the doubles, the counting back, or the counting on, because what I want to make sure is that they're able to use different strategies to solve that same problem. And that's just my way of saying who can solve using multiple ways, who understands that there's more than one way to solve a problem, and how they go about that. I can tell really quick which strategy they like the best, and for the majority of them, they go to that counting on strategy just because it's very familiar to them. They've known about it since they've been in school, since kindergarten. And one thing that I really want to try to do is not break them from that, because counting on is still a great strategy. But once you get into those higher numbers, when you're adding stuff like 27 plus 11, you don't have enough fingers for that. So I want to try and branch them out and get them into some different strategies. And these are just a couple of them that we've done so far. I know in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about making tens to subtract. I know we're going to be getting into tens and ones and regrouping and things like that. So I want to make sure that they have a handle on these before we really get into those bigger equations and working with more complex than they're used to equations. So when they come to their second one, like I said, they can't choose that first strategy that they did. And then when we switch again and they go to their next station, the past two that they chose, they can't use it. So the kids actually really enjoyed it. I talked to them about how much they liked it, and they said they loved doing it. They loved explaining how they got their answers. They loved working with those partners and being able to see those different ways. And that was just one thing that just like made my heart so happy. So that was our math thing that we did today. It was super cool, super fun. We also talked about Thanksgiving today. Last week we were really talking about Squanto and the Pilgrims and the first Thanksgiving. This week we're talking more so about Pilgrim life and how Pilgrim life and that was in the past is different from life now. There's a really cool scholastic video. I'm going to put a link in the description box below about Pilgrim life. And we watched that video. It's like 6 minutes long. It really gets into how Pilgrims lived. And I really enjoyed it. And they really enjoyed it as well. And we even made a Venn diagram about life as a Pilgrim versus life now. And they really, I think, understood, you know, how things change and things like that. So that's that. We also read Turkey Trouble, which is about a turkey who does not want to get eaten for Thanksgiving. So he disguises himself as other animals to avoid getting eaten as Thanksgiving dinner. So we did that. And then we don't have homework this week because it's such a short week. But I did do a Turkey in Disguise project that I think they're really going to like. So their job was to disguise their turkey using whatever materials they have, where they want to color, where they want to add glitter, where they want to add whatever they want, as long as their turkey is disguised as something else. So that was their homework tonight. They're going to bring it back tomorrow, and we're going to do a writing activity with it. The last thing I do want to show you is we did a directed drawing of a Native American on Friday last week, and it went really well. I'm super excited about how they did. So I do want to show you how they did. So this is my directed drawing that I shown them. Now the background and all that stuff is not wasn't part of the directed drawing. The background is more so if you wanted to or if you didn't want to. But I'll show you what the actual directed drawing looks like. Sorry, I know I'm moving around a lot. I know, don't mean to make you guys dizzy. But this is the directed drawing that we did. I did not show them this one. I looked at this one and I drew it as I was going along. So they saw me drawing my directed drawing and then following what I was drawing on their paper. So this is what I ended up doing with mine after all the background and things. And these are just some of the... Woo! And now these are just some of the different ones that they did. I do need to cover up their names because I put their names on there. But these are just a couple I want to show. And you really see their creativity in these different drawings. And their personalities just shine through on all of theirs. But I do want to... Oh, this is a Native American that just got done fighting one of the Englishmen. We had a talk about, what really happened. And they were really, my kids were really, really into it. They really seemed to understand what was going on. And without bashing either side, the Native American or the Pilgrim side of things. And they really understood what was going on at that time. But those are our directed drawings. They're going to go in the hallway, as well as our turkey in disguises once they come back tomorrow and we add our writing activity with it. I'm super excited to see what they have. I do want to show you one more thing, and then I promise I'm going to stop because I'm seriously rambling right now. But look at what came in today. It is my school pictures. Aren't I just the cutest little thing? Those are some good pictures. I'm not going to lie. Those are good pictures. And my kids' pictures came in this afternoon as well. And although I can't show you, I sure do wish I could because they are just the cutest thing. But other than that, that's all I got for you guys on this Monday. I will check in with you guys tomorrow to let you know how our week ended. I'm going home, and I will catch you in the next clip. What's up, y'all? It is Tuesday, November the 20th. It is officially Thanksgiving break. I'm so excited. My kids are very, very excited for this break, and I cannot wait for them to come back and tell me how their breaks were. I do want to let you guys know how we did things today. It was very chill, very laid back. The first thing was their morning work. They went to their not finished bins. And their not finished bins are just these bins right here where they just complete work that they have not finished yet, which is why I call it their not finished bin. And most of the stuff in their not finished bin is things from morning work. 9 times out of 10, that's the stuff that we're doing. And they're just different things to practice their math fluency, reading fluency. Sometimes they have some work that in class they didn't finish, but they could finish it for that morning work that next day. So there's just different things like that. There's also a couple of individual math games in there as well. So if they don't have anything else, they can always go to that individual math game to work on that math fluency. So that's pretty much the things that are in there. I'm not finished bins. They did that this morning. After that, we got onto our laptops from our laptop cart to do iReady. After that, we did our turkey disguises. And really quick, I'm not sure if I told you guys about this yesterday or not, but I do want to show you what some of them did because it is amazing what their minds come up with. So those are some of our turkeys that our kids disguised as other things. And they, like I said, they did a really great job with it. And today we took it to the next level and did a writing activity with it. So they had to use complete sentences since we're working on complete sentences and the things that the complete sentence has. We worked on writing complete sentences to talk about our turkey. So they wrote about their turkey, what was disguised as, and then from there we just glued it on to the bottom of that brown piece of paper, and that was it. And it's up on the wall outside of our room. But we did that. Once we got done with that, we did have a little bit of a break, and we went to our STEM bins to work. And after that, we had snack, and then we did a Thanksgiving Would You Rather. I ate with my kids one day last week and noticed that they really, really love to play Would You Rather. And one of my colleagues had this in one of our folders to use for Thanksgiving. So I was like, I'm definitely going to be using that. So we did that today, and that was amazing. Once we got done with that, we started a mystery science about why leaves change color in the fall. I know that we've already talked about the seasons, but I did want to add that in there. We did thankful turkeys and wrote down what we're thankful for. We had our Lexia time after lunch, and that was pretty much our day. We did not get to our phonics for the week. We didn't talk about long I. We didn't really talk about the all word family, and that's fine. We could always pick it up next week. And I can double some things up because as far as silent E is concerned, they know that vowel pattern is I consonant silent E. They know that that's a vowel consonant silent E. So I'm not really too worried about them knowing that long I sound. They know that that I is going to say its name. They know the pattern is consonant, vowel, consonant, silent E. So I'm really confident that they'll have that down pat. Also, all is one of our sight words, and really I just have to teach them, find those chunks in that word to figure out what that word sounds like. So I think that'll be super easy to really catch them up on, and then also pull in next week's phonics sounds as well. But I'm tired. I'm about to go home. If you notice, I have a couple of additions to my room. One is a book display. Another one is a round table. And if you've been with me for a long time, or if you've been with me since the beginning of my vlogs, you know that I change my classroom pretty much, pretty frequently. I try to keep it like it is for a month, and then I switch it up. I actually have not changed my room around since fall break, so it's been almost 2 months since I've changed my room. So I'm not going to change it up too much. The only thing that I'm going to add, I'm going to take away these 4 desks right here, and then I'm going to add that, put that table in its place, and I'm actually going to take the legs off that table and move it down there. But that's pretty much it. I'm also going to move that book display somewhere to the front of my room. But that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. I'm also going to be planning for next week tomorrow because if you remember, I did not have that time on Sunday to finish it out, so I'll be here tomorrow to do that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm going to get out of here, and I will catch up with you guys when I come back tomorrow. What's up, y'all? It is Friday, November the 23rd. I hope that you guys had a great Thanksgiving. And if you cannot tell from my voice, I've caught the bug, the itis. I have a cold. Exactly how I wanted to spend my break. But it's all good. I usually don't get sick around this time of year. Usually, I get sick around January, February, even sometimes early March. That's when I really catch the sick bugs. But this is a first in all the times that I've worked with kids. I've worked with kids for about 4 years now, and this is the first time I've gotten sick this early into the cold season. So super strange, but hey, it's whatever. So I want to go ahead and end this video here with some Teachers Connect questions. I actually have one that I want to ask of you guys because it's one that was asked of me, and it made me really think about and reflect on this school year and some different things that have been going on. So my post that I put on Teachers Connect was, first, I just told everyone I hope they had a great Thanksgiving holiday. I wanted to post 2 quick questions that were asked to me by someone that worked in my school district central office. And the first question was, what is something about your job that makes you jump out of bed in the morning? And then the second part of that question was, what is something that makes you hit the snooze button? And I wrote that for me personally, one thing that gets me out of bed is just that excitement of wondering what my kids are going to learn today. And I said, it's not necessarily always going to be content-based. It's not always going to be about math or reading or science or social studies. We do a lot of different things with empathy and feelings and growth of mindset and things like that. So I don't want to limit that to just content-based curriculum. And one example of that is honestly, this past week, I talked to you guys about how we read the book Turkey Trouble. During our morning meeting this week, we also been talking about growth mindset, what that is and what that means. And in our discussion, when we were talking about turkey trouble, someone brought up about how the turkey in the book had a growth mindset because when he found out that one of his disguises wasn't going to work, he didn't quit or he didn't stop. He kept finding new disguises until he found one that works. And we talked about how if he had that fixed mindset and if he just gave up, then he probably would have gotten eaten for Thanksgiving. And it's just so funny how their minds work and how their minds connect things together. But that is just an example of, you know, showing that they've learned something, but it's not necessarily curriculum. It's not necessarily something that has a standard with it. So, but that was one thing that I said that would gets me excited. It gets me jumping out of bed in the morning. One thing that makes me hit the snooze button would be what I said, the extraness of teaching. It's everything about teaching that's not teaching. It's the paperwork that I have to keep up with. It's the data stuff that I have to keep up with. It's the constant thinking process and decision making. Our brains as teachers, they are always thinking, and they're always making quick on the spot decisions. And sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, oh, I'm just mentally not prepared to teach today. And it's not that, I don't want to, and or it's not that I don't know what I'm doing. It's just that, my mind is just not there to just make decisions back to back to back, or constantly think back to back to back. But that was just some of the things that I said with my question. I would love to see what you guys think. You can put them on Teachers Connect if you have an account. If you don't have an account, look in the description box below. There'll be a link where you can sign up and answer that question. And now I have two more questions that were asked. One is going to be super quick, and then one is about observations. So the first one is, how many more weeks do you have until winter break? What are your plans? This person has 4 weeks left, and she's going on a vacation to Vietnam. I'm looking through the comments. A lot of people say that they have about 4 weeks left, and I hear a lot of relaxing, resting. Some people are traveling. For me, I have 4 more weeks until winter break. When we come back from our Thanksgiving break, we have that last week in November, and then we're in school for 3 more weeks until December 19th, I believe. And then we have our winter break until January the 8th. Actually, teachers go back January 7th, and then students come back January 8th. But I just said I have 4 more weeks until winter break. I cannot believe that we are almost halfway through the school year. It's blown my mind how fast this year is gone. But I just plan on relaxing and doing absolutely nothing all break. I don't want to do anything. I just want to relax and catch up on some sleep, and just rest my body for the next semester. But that's what one question was about, was how many weeks until winter break and what are you doing? My next question comes from Patty, and she says, how often does administration do a walkthrough and observation at your school? Other than a formal observation, in my school, we have a formal evaluation in the fall. We have an informal pop-in evaluation in the spring, but all through the year, we have these walkthrough observations. So naturally, you know what happens. When the class is engaged, focused, and fantastic, well, you don't get those pop-ins. And then when things are a little wacky, that's when they walk in. I actually learned to have a small basket of cake and activities ready to go in front of the class, so that if I need to pull together in a flash, I just grab one of those. What do you guys do? For me, I said that for me personally, since this is my first year, I have 3 observations this school year. 2 are announced, 1 is unannounced. I've already had 1 back in September, and I should be getting 1 more before winter break. And then I'll have 1 more in the spring after that. But I told her that I've already had that 1 observation, but I do ask my administration quite frequently, as well as our academic coach, to come in and observe me, just to make sure that, I'm teaching what I'm supposed to, I'm teaching how I'm supposed to, just to make sure that I'm doing my part in teaching the kids the correct way to do things. So I've had them come in, and they've told me, I'm doing great, I'm doing amazing. And then they ask me, well, what were your concerns? Why did you want us to come in? And I talked to them about, just some different things that go on in my room, and they're really like, well, and this is what I said in my answer too, is that, I've just learned that I'm very hard on myself. I'm very I'm just hard on myself. I think too much about something sometimes. And the things that I see as problems going on in my classroom aren't really that big of a deal. My administration tells me that, the classrooms, they're full of kids. You can't expect all your kids to be 100% compliant at any given time. But what really matters and what's most important from that is not what they're doing, but more so what I do to kind of redirect, or what I do as a consequence or discipline to what they're doing, or even how I'm being proactive to make sure that doesn't happen. So I just started, I asked them to come in quite frequently just to give me some pointers on what I'm doing well and what I need to do to bump myself up to that next level. And then also, I love to kind of walk around the hallways and look at the other first grade teachers to see what they're doing. And they sometimes like to do the same thing, just to kind of see what each of us in our own classrooms are doing. Because we're all basically teaching the same thing, but how we teach, our teaching styles are different. So we want to kind of see how each person does their own thing and how we can improve ourselves by watching them. But that's my response to that. One person says, in my school, we have one formal observation process each year. They alternate between peer appraisal and a leadership appraisal. One person said they have 2 to 3 formal observations, depending on how many years you've been teaching. So there's that. One person says, as a member of our administration team, I do walkthroughs once a week. So in a given month, I may come to a classroom twice. She says that she's absolutely not looking for perfection. So yeah, they're all pretty much saying the same thing. 2 to 3 formal observations. If they're doing a walkthrough, most of the time, you know what they're looking for, or they're just gonna come in and tell you the things that they see. They'll talk to you about what you want to improve on, and then they'll help you, guide you in that way of improving. But that's what I have for Teachers Connect questions this week. Ugh, I need this sickness to go away. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. If you like this video, make sure you make sure you subscribe to this channel. And that's it for me. I will catch you guys in the next video, and hopefully I will not sound like this. See you guys.